Okay guys, so I just want to show you. Here's my MIG. It's plugs into 110 standard outlet. It's not 220. It is 75 watts, I believe, or something of that nature. I'm not really sure. It's a light duty anyway, and I'm not going to get into the details on it. I'm just hoping that I'm going to be able to use it to do what I want to do here. Got myself clamped down there on the ground. Not sure if we're going to get any ground with that, but we're going to give her a try. So be patient here for a second. Ooh, crank her on. Make sure our wire is coming out. It is. Oop. Might be slipping now. I'm going to have to do a little investigation here. We'll shut her down. Pop the cap on her. Cap, I'm going to lay this down for a second. Pop the cap on. Have a look. There's our coil. Not sure why it's a problem. Maybe I need to loosen this up a little. Maybe it's too tight. Should be able to tighten it down all the way, but back her off a little. See, it has an adjustment nut underneath here for pressure, so it's not too tight. That might be too tight. Okay, let's see if that makes any difference or not. Everything's in there where it's supposed to be, in the wheel, between the wheels. Let's try it again. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to set you right on top of it here, just so you can have a little bit of perch, and you'll be out of my way as well. Now let's see what we got here. Seems to be slipping. Okay. Give it a second here. See if we can find out what the problem is. What I'll do is turn it off. See if there's anything jammed on it first off. Sorry if I scrape some pliers. Okay. Give me a second here, guys. I'm trying to see if I can identify why this is not working. Something minor, obviously. Okay, she seems to be catching somewhere. I gave a tug on her, but I guess it looks like we're going to have to go and investigate the inside a little closer again. Maybe these wheels need some adjustment or something. I'll get a pair of glasses on so I can see. Set you guys up so you can see here somehow a little bit. What I'm doing here, I'm just looking at this mechanism. This mechanism is supposed to pull the wire through, and it's not supposed to slip. So let's take another little glance. Okay, I don't know why, but starting to work, it looks like. Okay, let's cut that off a little there. See if we can get an arc on her first. Alright, we snipped her, so she's nice and square. Now I'm gonna see if I can strike an arc on the vehicle here. I don't know if I got a good enough ground, but I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, obviously I don't have good enough ground yet. So I'm going to have to fix that first off. Perhaps if I can get up here, a little bit of bare metal there. That might suffice. So I've got myself up on the bare metal there. Let's try now, see what we get for an arc, if anything. Okay, now we got an arc. It'd be a good idea to put on a mask. Let's see if she'll come out. We got slippage going on here. We got to fix that first. For whatever reason, that still seems to be tight. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just backing this off as much as I possibly can. It's got a spring underneath, and when you tighten it down, of course, it makes it. See what that does. Okay, that may have fixed the problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do, once again, is make an attempt to set you guys up here where you can see. Alright. Alright, you probably don't want to see the flash from the welder, but at least you'll get a general idea of where I am and what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do once again, I'm going to cut this off. I got to get my welder's mask. I've got to see if I can tack that piece of metal into place. Before I can do that, I probably have to clean a little paint off it. So it's going to require that I clean some paint off here. So I've got my little grinder sitting very close by. What I'll do is I'll grab that. Got a lot of cables going on here now. Try to grind this down a bit, guys. The idea is to just get some shiny metal there so that if I want to tack weld, I've got something I can tack weld to. Otherwise, I'm not going to get anywhere. The metal's got to be relatively clean, and you're not going to get any stick to her. So as I said, I also have to get a little bit of more of a grinding in here to get down to some fresh paint, as we might want to say here. So give me a second, guys. Okay, so all that's going to do is give me a surface to tack weld onto, and that's going to be required in order for me to be able to put that piece of metal in place. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can put that right in there, line it up with the end down there, maybe a little bit overlap just so I can bend it over if I have to, and tack it right on there. So now I've got to find a way to tack that on there. So I've got to grab a glove, so I'm not going to electrocute myself here. Put the glove on the left hand that I'm going to use to hold a piece of metal. So I'm got to hold that piece of metal with one hand. I got to set you guys up where you can see with another. So let's see, we'll put you guys over here, and hopefully from there you'll be able to see something. Jockey around a little bit, see if you can get a glimpse of what's going on down there. Next thing, I need my helmet. I've got to get my welder's helmet. That's right here in front of me. This trusty guy right here. Auto darkening the lens inside there, so I don't have to make any adjustments. I just put it on, it'll auto dark. It's all adjusted up already, pretty close to where we need it to be. So I'll slip that on over my messy hair here. Tighten her down a little bit. Now all I gotta do is flip her down the way I go. So, let's see what happens here. See if I can get you guys set up again. It's a little tricky here sometimes. Right up there might do it, I hope. Okay, so I need one hand to hold that in place and one hand to tack weld it. So let's see if it's gonna work. Put my other glove on too to be safe. Well, I probably don't need it, but I never had much luck with this. This usually tripped the breaker on me a lot. But Steve claimed that it worked really good for him, so I'm hoping that I'm going to end up with the same situation this time. We'll see how it goes here shortly. Trying to find a spot here to put my light where it'll give me light. That's always the trouble with the trouble light. That's why they call it the trouble light. You always have trouble finding a spot to put it. So you can see. That's what I always find it. Always a bit of a pain in the ass. But there's always a spot somewhere. Of course, I gotta have a dozen cables hanging off it right now to make it pretty heavy. I want it to fall down like that. Struggling, guys. I'm struggling, of course, as usual. Let's see. You tuck it right in here. What happens? Tuck it right in there. What happens? You know, we get the cord there. We don't want that. That might do it. We just need to get a start here. Kind of like that, I think. So I'm going to go up to the end a little bit, like I said. Probably about there. I don't know if I'm going to get a tack on there or not, but might not be hot enough. Or it might be too hot. Yeah, one tack stuck a little bit. Seems to be burning through that awful easy. It did stick, but I'm going to turn the heat down a little. It's burning my metal before it has a chance to go in place. So let's see what we got for heat on the damn thing. I know you can't see anything, guys, but bear with me. Turned her down. She was on max. I turned it down to min. Let's see if that helps any. Now she's not getting hot enough to penetrate the metal underneath. Might have got a tack on her. A couple tacks on her. Thing is, I got to feel it out. Never used it before. I think my spool feed is too slow. I think I need to crank the spool feed up a little bit. I think that's that guy. Might still be sticking a little down there. We are getting some. Not getting much. Spool's still slipping. Crank that spool a little tighter here to see. This feeding is more. Not feeding steady as it should. Well, it's a little better. She actually burnt right through. Base metal, yeah. Of course, it's still wet. I've got to get this enough that I can actually bend on it. I can't bend on it yet. I'm gonna have to hold up there for a second. I need to probably should get a mask on. It's gonna be smoky in here, guys. So what I gotta do, I gotta pound this down a little here so they can better contact. see helps a lot too. I can't see a damn thing here. Good. Try it again now. A little better. Thing is, I got to get enough on there that I can bend down and not have it. Got to be able to bend it down and not have it let go. Makes it a little tricky. Oh, boys. Now I gotta open the door, air it out. That's what you needed. A few little adjustments. Spool speed, temperature. Some things need to be cranked down on her. I might have her to the point where I can shape it now. I don't know for sure. We'll see. Some really rough tacks there, just enough to hold it in place. I'll break those after anyways, probably because I want to take it off and make sure I grind it down, smooth things out a little bit after. But I'm going to start shaping here in a minute. Until then, we'll pause.